We are not laughing today. Today, we have to talk about something serious, something that touches the heart of every parent and every community, something that you will hear and you have to rethink twice about your pastor. We talk a lot about protecting our energy. We talk a lot about protecting our heart. But today, we're talking about protecting our children. Imagine a man who stands behind a pulpit, a man who preaches the word of God every single day, a man who was a pastor in the Apostolic Faith Mission before starting his own church in Liverpool, and he calls it Sound of Domino. Imagine that kind of pastor. You would think your daughter are safe around him, right? That's what you think, because they tell you, I'm going to my pastor's place. You will think he is a mentor, a spiritual father to your children, and you'll be so happy to let your children go to that church. But behind the scene, while he was preaching domino, he was using TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram to build inappropriate connections. This is the story of Walter Chawanda, a man who misused his position of trust. This man crossed serious boundaries. This man later tried to describe his action as naughty. Rule. We're going deep into this story today because there were red flags, all over that people ignored. And this red flag was flying belly, belly, belly like this. Let's look at how let's look at how it all happened. Let's look at how this man nearly got away with all those scenarios. Chawanda is 34 years old, and his reach was not limited to one place. From Chester to Liverpool, Manchester, South Yorkshire, even all the way to Kent. This pastor used social media like a network. That is what he used social media to do. Instead of him to preach the word of God, to use that same social media, to bring people to his kingdom, he will meet young people. Some of them as young as 14 years old. This man, will meet them through church activities and community interaction. He will cajole them. He will pamper them. He will play on their intelligence. And he will first establish trust in them. These people, these young kids, they will trust this pastor. The pastor, will develop this pastor-member relationship, my spiritual father in the Lord thing. You know that kind of a thing, Daddy wa, Then the digital connection will now begin. This man will sharp, will now have them on Snapchat. Will have them sometimes even on Instagram or on Telegram, WhatsApp, yafu. Then the man will now start conversation slowly. And he will now appear as if he's kind, he's caring, as if he's supportive. But then, things will now shift suddenly when he knew that he has bought your trust. The conversation will now become inappropriate. He will now begin sending content that should never, ever be shared with young people. You know that kind of content, Make I no mention I'm here, but visualize them. The courts, they even heard that he even encouraged reaction from all these children, creating confusion and emotional pressure in them. Meaning, if he send, let's assume, Bola to them like this, he will expect them to react. You know that kind of ringtone, he will expect it. My people, this was not a mistake. This was a pattern. This was a pattern. When authority confronted this man, do you know what he said? Do you know what this pastor, what he told the authority? The pastor described the whole scenario as naughty. He said it was just role play. Pastor, for your mouth, naughty. My people, let's be clear here. This is not play. This is not playing chess. This is not harmless. This is a serious misconduct involving young people. And it didn't stop there because this man, he has entered the game. The court also held that some victims felt pressure, felt confused, and even unable to speak up because this man has cajoled them. He placed emotional weight on all these kids, telling them he was risking everything for them. You see that kind of manipulation there. Imagine that. Adults shifting responsibility onto young people. That is emotional manipulation? Or what do you think? Put it in the comment, please. Now, my people, this is where it now becomes even more uncomfortable for the people in court that day when they all heard the whole story. The court held that concern had been raised early. People spoke up, complaints were made, but the necessary steps to protect young people were not taken early enough. They were doing slow bureaucracy every day, every here and there. Instead of them to go straight, they were still doing cho. Ah, you heard me right? And this allowed this man, this pastor, to go deep into this situation with all these small kids. There were warning signs there, but actions was delayed. This is a major lesson for all the communities out there. No matter how respected someone is, no matter how kind they appear, accountability must always come first. Character reputation must never ever override safety. The only reason this case came up to light is because people found the courage, find the dogu mind to speak up. 9 individuals were affected over several years. One parent took action and reported the situation to the authority. Other peoples, they now follow. Because in Europe, they always wait, who gonna lead. And since this man made that bold move, then the rest, they now back him up, they now follow. Despite confusion, shock, and fear, they came forward. And because of that, justice was able to take its course. The judge made it clear. Trust was abused here. Power was misused. Life were affected. Those 3 things, yeah? Let it sink in there. If you're watching this video today and if you're planning, yeah, to take advantage of all these small picking, or maybe you're even doing it as we speak, he was found guilty on multiple counts and sentenced to 9 good years in custody, which gonna followed by extended supervision. My people, we must learn from this today because there are a lot of red flags that is flying yebe like this. One of the red flags we say private communication between adult and minors. When it don't they become private, that one a red flag. Also, conversation that slowly become inappropriate. When it don't happen, no, say that one too is also a red flag. Then request for secrecy. Don't tell your mama, don't tell your brother, na red flag. Emotional pressure from authority figures. That one too na red flags. But is there any lesson that you and I can learn from this story today? Yes, of course. Number 1, position does not equal character. 2, trust must always include boundaries. 3, parents must stay aware of digital interactions. 4, communities must act quickly when concern arise. Don't say, let's postpone it till tomorrow, we'll not report now. No, act immediately, act quickly. And also make sure that you check your kids, their iPad, their laptop, their phone, check it once a while. If you see any strange things there, either you block or you report it to the authority. Then they can take action quick. And most importantly, please never ignore your instinct. If your instinct tell you that that man is not a genuine man of God, please move away. Don't go to that church again. Because if something feels wrong, also just speak up immediately. Don't go and do church. No, speak up with the authority. My people, how do we protect young people better in our community? Should institutions be held more accountable? And What system should be in place to prevent situation like this? Let's talk in the comment, please. Oh, my people, one quick thing before we go, please. Okay? In this space of hours, many voices will talk about the same stories, but depth, consistencies, and originality always reveal the true source. Real storyline. It's not just about repeating events, it's about the research, it's about the structure, it's about the responsibility behind the message. Please and please always support creators who bring you value with intention. We stay focused on truth and impact. Stay grounded, stay wise, and subscribe to African Black Gold TV.